are watching Revelations Connect, and my name is Maame Grace as usual. Bishop, okay. He will be our guest. Your guest Sunday. Know who he is. Offer him and call him and what we do him. What we should expect on Sunday. Once again, I welcome you. My name is Maame Grace. And Bishop, who are you?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me greet your viewers. My greetings to everybody. Bishop, who are you? My name is Bishop Dr. Kennedy Fanyo Mawutor. I am an Ewe. Live in Accra for many years. I am from a home made up of pastors and Levites. So my great-grandmother was a founder of a church. Well, they migrated from Christian assemblies. Her children are also ministers, pastors.
What was the name of their church, so people will know who you are?
Currently, the name of the church is Christian Assembly Pentecostal.
Okay, good.
And his children are ministers. So we are great grandchildren.
Ministers of what? You added?
Gospel preachers.
Okay.
So, nana kanswanum.
Just a family ejapadiye.
A family ejapadiye.
Okay.
Thank you. Nyame dwuma na mum sana ye beka no. Enti ono echi no me nana oye me mame no. Ono so a minister of the gospel. So what the United Pentecostal Church in Canada. I'm say former vice president, by the name Apostle Mausi Ahiale. May he so rest in peace. For some almost a year now, we buried him. Onone Menana, senior brother, he was the one that carried United Pentecostal Church UPC from Ghana here to Togo to Benin to Nigeria. Currently, his son is the national superintendent.
Mention his name. The name.
Okay. Reverend Kofi Mausi Ahiale in Togo. Okay, so it's more of a family something. People like me, as I said, we were great-grandchildren. Along the line, because naturally, and I said normally, you are born into the thing, into a free and but yenni bano. What we say, Adam for funny, abrabone, nyama ebe kum bebre. And we deviated a little, but not into anything bad. Okay, so my experience or where this whole thing started from, about some 23 years ago, when I was just a taxi driver, driving in Accra here. And then one Sunday morning, I picked somebody from Ashalebutwe to Adenta. But then Bishop Vag's church, Vaglas Tanko. So I dropped the person, then I turned the vehicle to go. As soon as I turned the vehicle, I heard a voice in the car. Kennedy, go and park this car and go to church. As at then, I couldn't speak this English I'm speaking now because I've not been privileged to go to school. In those days, I couldn't spell my name Kennedy. So if you greet me, Kennedy, how are you? I can say fine. Anything more than that, I can't say anything. You see me? Not because I don't want to say anything, but because I can't say anything. All right. So I became a taxi driver. Then, as I said, dropping the woman on Sunday morning, turning the vehicle, I just said, Kennedy, go and park this car and go to church. There was nobody in the car. So where is the voice coming from? Okay. And the parking car stop here. Then I look back, nobody in the car. Ehu akame. And I entered the car again, tried to move. The voice came again, audibly and so clear. Kennedy, go and park this car and go to church.
So who do you think was telling you that?
Okay. If you ask me today, the level I am now, my maturity, physically, spiritually, and otherwise, that should be clearly the voice of God.
Okay. Was it deep, or like when you bring it into the music terms, and then voice now
oh, it wasn't bass. It wasn't just a slight normal voice.
I ask that because people say that his voice is very scary.
Well, it depends the level of your maturity, the level you are before God is calling you.
So God told you to go to the church.
The third time, I couldn't help it. And me frika no mukra epiye ejina ashalebotwe Madina Kwano so. I stood for some time. I sensed a slight wind, so cold. Then I gathered some courage. So I entered the vehicle back. By the time I drove that car from where I stopped to the owner's house, I didn't know. The next thing I saw was that I went to another taxi driver's house to borrow a shirt so that I can go to the church. I have only one jeans trouser. So, then I went to the church. Getting into the church from the entrance, getting into the church from the entrance, as soon as I entered into the church, the name of this church is Emmanuel Foundation Prophetic Ministry at Ashalebotwe.
Who was the pastor by then?
Pastor Emmanuel Anani, Prophet Emmanuel Anani. As soon as I entered the church, the pastor was saying that a great man of God has entered into this church today.
Hey, taxi driver, promotion straight up.
Not just a taxi driver, a stark illiterate. A stacked illiterate. The pastor said, a great servant of God has just entered into this church today. So everybody was trying to look at the great servant of God. I wanted to see the good. I didn't know that prophetic word is for me. So I entered the church. I saw the Ebe Pon and I offered me. So he laid hand on me and prayed for me. He said, "You are a great man of God." I was still wondering, because checking my background and all that, but me fear there. But I'm bad because number one, I've not been to school, so how can I even read the Bible? So my life is a mystery, and then I am a miracle and a survival. He laid hand on me, said, "You are a great man of God." Okay, I started from home, man. Then, my betena, I sorry no more. I sleep in the church. I do everything in the church. Now, remember I told you I'm a driver, so I am now driving him as his driver. Pick the children to school. So humble. I was so dedicated to it. Those days we don't have instruments, so we play this. How do you call that? So what? I played all those things. Now, say, you're quite sorry. Now say, "O preacher, I will be preaching in Nano. I can't read the Bible, but I'll take that same sermon outside and go and preach that same sermon. What I heard him said, I'll be." So I was everywhere. From Ashalebotwe, Adenta 37. You see me in all the cars. something mysterious happened one day. This is where my encounter with the Spirit started from.
With the Spirit
of God started from. One day, sorry, na head pastor ni ho. Enti near our ho, your friend Pastor Maxwell. And you may sorry say, and offer me. Say, I should read something in the Bible because they see me as one of the. I opened the Bible. I couldn't read anything. And I stood as, like, let's just say, 1 minute. There was light everywhere. But I was still behaving as if I'm not seeing well. Now, they noticed that I cannot read. They said, Brother Kennedy, God bless you. God bless you. And then there was a little girl just beside me. I know, catch a girl, so already at the end. So the girl stood up, read the Bible like a computer.
Why are you small?
Not just small.
We go in mass.
Not just we go in mass.
Abroso.
Abroso. What damaged me? Now, maybe say me create some awareness here. If you see yourself in that kind of condition, a suicide. Why do you also say? So I will tell you what I did to God and how the English were hearing me speaking now. No institution can boast of me. No primary school, no SHS or GS, whatever university. None of the institution can boast of me. I graduated from Holy Ghost University.
I really wanted to ask somebody from such a background. Sorry, no school. They are not small people. Yeah. So why were you not in school? Okay. Were you a rebellious child?
Okay. I wasn't a rebellious child. Naturally, if you know me naturally, I don't even, to today, I don't come outside. I'm always in my room, except I'm going to church or somewhere. Now, Minkasa, Sana Memetie. What I know about myself is that I defend myself a lot. When the thing is black, you want to call it white. Okay, Minkasa. What happened to me is that my father didn't marry my mother. He left my mother and then married to a white lady. So the whole of my paternal family, they live outside the country. They live in France and America and UK and all that. Now, my paternal background, they are not Christians. So my grandmother, being a preacher, doesn't want me to be there. So she felt that I will be corrupted by what they do. And also affecting me, baby. But at the same time, I bought me pa.
Okay, so now little girl read the Bible. What damage you?
Okay. And I saw upon enumerate 9 o'clock. Obia ako. That day, I couldn't sleep in the church again. To be befie. My house is just a stone throw from the church. Be befie. It was a self-contained apartment, but they gave me something, a storeroom, and I'm in high wall. And my door is outside the main building. I had one plastic chair in my room. So I was seated on that plastic chair, and I saw my whole world. Nigeria will tell you, tattered, broken into pieces. It looked as if nobody liked me in the whole world. It looked as if, so I started abusing God in a very serious manner. That day, Ebia anka mehona. I'm telling you. Not only bisanasem, because now listen to my statements to God. What is my offense? am I the one who gave birth to myself? Did I brought myself to this world? Even when I am laboring in your house. Now, me person yen taking note of this, okay? Because akose nyama bebre ewo today's system yewo because of frustration. Because of frustration, akose nyama bebre. And non ten ya bedru baby ya bedru sisia. When it comes to religious Christianity and all that, all the fracas we're having now is because of certain frustration and something somewhere. And maybe someone say, what is my offense going through all this thing? Even when I am so active in your house. Okay, there was no answer from anybody. And so I've been there. I was sharing tears, crying so bitterly. Because may who the beginning of my life and the end of my life anymore. So the question is, what is my offense? And then I may men am a woman who men I made them who we are saying, is it my fault not to be able to go to the school? My mother was just a seamstress, but because she couldn't work. My father was somewhere. I was raised by my grandmother. So what is my offense here? I was so angry and there was this bitterness in me. Okay. So that day, I said, God, you are a wicked person.
Wicked God, no person.
This is what I said. God, you are a wicked person. My name is saying out here. I abuse God to a certain length. Okay, now listen to me. In the course of doing that, I discovered that my room becomes so heavy. I am telling you. So this is the reason why
okay.
My room became so heavy. All of a sudden, I discovered that my teeth were locked up. And then my eyes were closed. But I could see everything in my room. I see everything in the room. As if say, my eyes were open up. Then somebody came to me in a white gown.
Now, your eyes were open, so you could see anyway.
My eyes were closed. I couldn't open it. So
now your inner man is out looking at everything that's
good. But me who edem ho nyina. So me who say obi bejina menim. The person was standing right before me. Then he says, Kennedy, stop crying. So if somebody should tell me now that there's no God, me, I will tell the person it's a lie. Me, I will tell the person it's a lie. And until now, Obi Sami question BCC, I said, how was the voice like? And I told you, said, depending on the level of your maturity, ebia level now, wabe drew and uwono, so nyame be related to you, he will use that level for you to understand whatever you want to understand.
And even it depends on the situation.
Good.
Because when you are okay.
So he said, Kennedy, stop crying. So I discovered there was a Bible on my lap. Then he said, Kennedy, read the Bible. Make sure honomono. Now, John chapter 15, I am the true vine. Also read. I couldn't read.
All this while your eyes were cut.
My eyes were cut.
Okay.
And then I couldn't open it. I tried opening it. It doesn't.
I get you.
He said, can I read the Bible? I couldn't read it. He was pushing me. Now, when he was doing that, oh yes, I know. Now, me bu a fu more. Because of the experience.
So that was your pain.
And you know, now I am say, or me more. I was becoming angry. Also, is becoming angry. At the time, I felt he wanted to hit me that I should read. I look at the thing. John 15, verse 1. I am the true vine. I started reading. My kind, the whole passage, without a spelling mistake.
There is God.
Oh yeah, there's God. There is God. My kind, the whole passage, without any mistake. So, maybe the second one. I read it without any spelling mistake. The next thing I saw was that I said, or the mere to people so. People so. And then, or forcing my neck, he turned my neck like this. You see, let's say I'm facing like this. He turned my neck like this. And then I'm seeing me who the valley of the people know. Okay. And he, from this side, no, baby is a projector. Almost lifted projector, no. So I drew where I could see it. Then I saw African map on the projector. Very big. Now, in the African map, there were stars in it. Glance rain. Seriously, you went to me 1 or 2 times. Then he said to me, Kennedy, from today you are an apostle. I am giving you spirit of healing. Also, the African map you are seeing represent the whole Africa. And the stars in it represent the great men of God in Africa. I said, you are one of them. This is my foundation. Okay. I said, you are one of them. That your ministry will be all over Africa. In the end, Canino, I don't think about going to Europe. Your ministry will be all over Africa. All of a sudden, the man disappeared. When he disappeared, my eyes now opened.
So you rather came into your this thing.
Good. And when my eyes opened, I discovered that there was no Bible on my lap. There was no Bible there. Now me wo achacha kitwe bi wo fom. Me wo say Bible no wa achacha no so. E wo enchenkra. Then I gathered some courage. I went and I picked the Bible. I opened that John 15. I want to test whatever happened. Yeah.
You want to be sure.
I want to be sure of myself. It be you know. John 15. I started reading. I read as it happened. I don't know whether I should call it vision or trance or whatever. I read the whole passage of that John 15 finish. I opened the second one. I opened the third one. I read the whole night. I read the whole night.
You don't want to forget.
I said, I read the whole night. Adi chiya no mempie. Atwaso sama adi esaye. I was able to come out of the room after 3 days, midnight. I wasn't feeling hungry. If you were for Omu Bisama, she said, brother Ken wo ho, brother Ken wo ho. Me call Abonte. Then I just took some fresh air, came back in again, picked up the Bible again. I read till, in fact, my prayer and tongues and everything that night was English. So if you see me today express myself, both verbally or in written form or whatsoever, as I said, no school.
You don't have a classmate.
I don't have a classmate. And everybody knows that I don't have a classmate. Okay. I graduated from Holy Ghost University. Okay, from there, as I said, I was trained a little bit in the Emmanuel Foundation. Then, after our first Bible class, I was able to enroll in Domata Minister Training College. It was an organization from America who came here and then trained us at Legon. From there, I took my diploma. Later, I went and did my master's with them also. Then I was ordained, and I was with Emmanuel Foundation for some time. Then God asked me to move away. I moved away. I started a ministry at Medina Social Welfare.
The name of the ministry?
My ministry then was Breakers Temple. Okay. Breakers Temple then. I did the ministry for some time. Then I came across a man of God those days called Apostle Eyim Efriye, aka Jesus Abrantier. The house I was living in, Ashalebuchi, their church mother was there, who discovered that I was a pastor, and then she wanted me in. So he spoke with Apostle Efriye, so I joined them in their this thing. After some time, I traveled out of Ghana to Nigeria. I spent almost 17 years.
In Nigeria?
Yeah.
Doing ministry?
Doing ministry.
Okay, so it's in your vision, so Africa, yeah.
Yeah. So I traveled to Nigeria, and Nigeria, I did not live in one state. God took me through many states, which means that what he said was coming to pass. God took me through many states. I worked with Bishop Paul Adol, Redeemed Pillar of Fire. Before then, some few ministries here in Ghana, like Calvary Redemption, Power Ministry, Prophetess Vivian Amechiko, I was with her before traveling. Redeemed Christian Church of God, the Elites Church at Trade Fair. I was with them for some time. They don't take pastors outside, but they took a recommendation from places I've worked, and then they took me as the evangelist for some time. So we started that church before I took permission from them, and I went to Nigeria. I lived in Nigeria for almost 17 years, and a whole lot of things happened in Nigeria.
Were you doing your own ministry in Nigeria, or you were still moving from one church to another? I
didn't move from one church to another.
Okay.
I went to Nigeria as a missionary. So Redeemed Pillar of Fire was the one that took us in.
Who's the name of the pastor?
Bishop Paul Adol.
Okay.
Obiwanwugu. If you check the Sun newspaper of on the 6th January 2011, you see the front line said Bishop and his pastor died. It was me and Bishop Paul. They tried to assassinate in Anambra State, and he got so many bullets. One did not touch me, and I was in that same vehicle with Bishop Paul at all. After Redeemed Pillar of Fire, God asked me to move out because they were trying to assassinate me also. Bishop became so acquainted to me, loved me so much, drew me because I was so humble to him.
So now, where is your ministry?
My ministry is at Teshi Chiblo.
Accra here?
Yes.
The name of the ministry is what?
Christ the Power Chapel.
Christ the Power Chapel. So you are now back to your roots.
I am now back to my roots.
Okay, so is Bishop Paul still there?
Bishop Paul is at Nigeria.
But he's alive.
He's alive by the grace of God. He's alive.
This is Bishop Kennedy. Same time next week, connection will come your way with another